Hey everyone, we've returned to Toulan in order to do the event again, so we can work on our citizenship progress. And here's going to be our setup today. I'm just going to use this LR35. When it breaks, we're going to use another one. We got this long reach 4 for our scope, and we got this Ignoritz laser sight on the scope and on the gun itself. Just because people have expressed interest in the actual setup when we do these little hunts, we'll try to be better about showing those. And so let's get started. This moves super slow. So we should get a bunch of Codex before we're done with this mission, I assume. But we should get a bunch of skills today. And hopefully work up our mutant looter a little bit, since these guys are considered mutants. Not very many mobs on Toulan or Rocktopia and whatnot are mutants, so our mutant looter is pretty low. I'm going to close that out. Same with our robot looter. Let's see, we get a little bit of scourging there. That's the other way we know these guys are mutants. Anyway, these are the lowest level mobs you can kind of hit up for the event. There's only 3 mob types. One are the Wahesh, they're the big ones. Evolved Wahesh, I think they're called. And then there's, I think it's Evolved Dahal, which are like those troll-looking things that do cold damage as well. And we're not set up particularly well for cold damage. And they have a lot more hit points. Which is why we do these low-level entry mobs. And so it takes us a lot longer because these guys are low level compared to the other levels to get through the citizenship mission a little bit. But it's really nice that there's some lower level mobs so that that citizenship mission isn't exclusive to extremely high level characters. Well, let's kind of see how the Codex is going. I didn't really pay attention on those first few kills, so 0.2%, so a fair amount of kills to get a Codex. So that'll take us a little while. But these guys are also going to push our progress up on our Jeef plush there, or stuffed animal, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a plushie. So let's see how our skills are going. Yeah, see, we're getting a pretty good amount of skills. But this is definitely just one of those grind through quests. And you can only progress on this quest during the end of the month. These mobs are only here for, I think it's like 2 days, 3 days, Friday through Sunday. I think we're going to start working our way around. And maybe we'll go do some of the mature and mature old provider. We'll kind of circle out to the east there. Although with the amount of killing that's going on here, I would kind of expect to see one of those boss chiefs before too long. The level 80 ones. And I assume the little boss mobs have the best chance to drop those pages during the event, which are tied to landing, an apartment, a booth, small shop, etc. Looks like we got one that spawned kind of right next to us. We'll take that one out next. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure that we're getting progress on this action, Chief. Maybe I got that from doing some, those Jeep Cahiers. Maybe. When we did that wave event. We'll keep an eye on it and see. But if it doesn't move at all today, these guys don't count. We'll be lucky to see this mission move just because it's so slow. This one, I don't think is that slow of a mission. Well, this doesn't seem to be the best spot to post up as respawns happen. Oh, yep, spawn right on top of me. Well, we're thankful it didn't aggro, but... Oh, that was a nice one. So we get a lot of eye oil out here. And shrapnel. Lots of shrapnel. Which is fine. We'll turn that eye oil into some nanocubes since they redid those. I think it was a couple updates ago. So it's been a few months. To where you have to recycle loot to get the nanocubes. And the eye oil will be a prime candidate for us. And I'm kind of curious how long it's going to take us to break this gun. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be very long. And with these being shared loot, um, it doesn't really matter if someone accidentally shoots your mob once or whatnot. It's not like they're gonna do too much damage and steal your the ammo that went into it. Like you're not gonna lose it as a player. And I think that citizenship mission is a lot about just sheer amounts of kills. And so it might be beneficial to kind of team up with some people and oh, so put our decay absorber on. We're going to put our laser sight on. This other laser sight has to go on the scope, which then has to go on the gun. There we go. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. Oh, accidentally hit the shift key there to sight in with our scope. But anyway, we're gonna continue our little go eastward, like I was saying a little bit ago. And we'll see a couple of different maturities. Right there by the village, it's just young. As we get out here, we'll start to see some mature, some old, some providers, I think. And then as we go that way, if we go north, it'll be uh, the even higher maturities, all the way up to alpha or old alpha. I don't really remember which, honestly. Oh, that was a nice one. 24 ped. I don't think we're getting anything really of note. A little bit of hide, maybe. None of the rest of that's going to really have much markup. And we haven't got very much hide at all. So it's pretty uncommon as a drop, we'll say. Or it's at least uncommon for us. And part of that, I think, is going to be our mutant looter level. I really do think that plays into composition of loot. They've not stated as such. And so that's just a personal theory of mine. Oh, nice, 31 ped. No, I think they did a great job on these events, and I like how they build on them a little bit. With the having to get through to the novel core to get this quest, and this quest qualifies you for stuff they have now and plan to add in the future. And so that's super neat. It's nice to have a actively managed planet in which they're at least trying to bring new content and more entertainment to all of the players. Oh yeah, there's a provider. I think that's the highest one I've seen out here in this little section. And so they've kind of staggered it a little bit as well, to where it's just youngs, then it's small maturities. We'll call it the matures to providers, and then to the north is like the mid maturities. And I don't think they have any like I haven't seen any Jeef Zaher stalkers or prowlers or whatnot. But we have seen up into the alpha, maybe old alpha. Again, my memory is a little foggy on that one, on whether we saw the old alphas up there or if it stopped at the alphas. Okay, I definitely think they count to the action Jeef. It looks like it's moved. And so we're making some progress. It's a little slow. Not citizenship slow, but okay, we've still got a lot of codex to grind through on these Zahirs. And hopefully by the time we grind through it, I don't think we'll be done with the codec or the citizenship mission. But I'm hoping that we'll be leveled up enough that we can maybe move to those evolved to halls, even if that means we gotta go get some cold protector plates or something like that to be able to take the damage. I really like our Siren officer plates, but I don't think they add the same value when going after a mob like that. But the amount of eye oil we're getting will let us do that Nadira's daily, so we can boost our machinery a little bit. And so that's always nice. We try to always do that while we're here. Maybe one day our machinery will be high enough. I don't feel that we want to do that, but it's 20 ped nanocubes to run that EP1, the 1,000 clicks, 70 pack of machinery back, and we typically have pretty close to 90% returns. And so 2 pad for a 70 pack in machinery seems like a pretty good trade-off most of the time. So yeah, it'll take us a little bit to get that action Jeef, as they call it. I think it's the same. It's just a plushie. And so it'll be like a little collectible we'll be able to put in an apartment if we had one, which we do not, but maybe one day we'll buy one. And I think we're still averaging 0.2% per kill. Sometimes 0.1, sometimes 0.3, but I think most of the time it's 0.2, which puts us at about 500 kills or so to get this next Codex rank, which isn't an insignificant amount, but at least it's not a kill 5k, kill 10k, like some of the old Iron missions were. I move forward hoping those two behind us don't aggro too quickly, so we can kill this next one and then turn around and kind of keep working that direction. Oh, that one aggroed though, or wandered over really close to us. Wandered really close. Nice. It means we won't take the decay on the armor until we engage it. That's always a bonus. And not a bad one either. 5, 6, almost 6 ped there. Alright, we'll go ahead and clear this hill. And should be a whole bunch on the other side, it looks like, from this radar. Oh, that looks like a big one, maybe. Oh no, but it's just further up the hill. I haven't seen or heard that the level 80 Jeep has spawned today since we've been on. And so it's kind of hiding despite the amount of kills that are getting poured into these Jeef event mobs. I saw 4 or 5 people at Guardian Village. A couple of them really going to town. I will say I don't think I've ever really globaled up these guys. We've had some mini hits, like 20, 30 ped, but I don't think we've ever hit. I think you have to hit 50 ped or more on these guys to get a global. I see someone else has kind of moved down into that valley where we were a little bit ago. I'm also kind of curious if these plush missions are a one and done or if you're able to repeat them. Like if I wanted 4 of those mock hot jellies on a shelf, is that an option? Without having to go to other players that completed the mission and buy them? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out eventually. I wasn't going to spend a lot of time and resources trying to figure it out, but if we once we complete one, we'll know whether we can get it again. Someone was asking about the events, and so I just threw it down for him real fast. That there are a couple other events on the other planets going on, I think, but this is the one that we're focused on. Oh, nice, but Chief Novel Corps part. Don't get that very often. Those have some markup. We'll be able to sell that and get a little bit extra out of it. That one wasn't bad, almost 10 ped. A little over 10 ped, 10.2 I think. But yeah, these guys will probably be the first plush we finish, just because we focus kind of heavily on the end of the month event. And during the week we're here, we'll do some other stuff, obviously. Um, we do some crafting, we do some mining. I'll do a fair amount of swunting of those little gerbils, the tabs while I'm here, just because they drop those hides that are 400%. The extractors we use and have good markup if we didn't use them, like 160, 180%, I think. And so depending on the breakdown of loot, you can kind of break even and just grind out a ton of skills on those things. Plus, every 200, it's some anatomy from the daily resets after an hour. And so if you're just killing them, you can get, I don't know, however many dailies you really want. I'm sure there's some cap, right? 22 probably, between the slight lag time between you finishing killing them, going and turning it in. Um, I'm definitely not that dedicated on that mission, so I do it like I'll swant them or like I'll kill at the 200 and then I'll go do something else and then I'll come back, and that's probably the extent. I'm probably doing it twice a day max. But if you're super hardcore, you got options on that one. And anatomy is a looter skill, so it's not bad to have that worked up a little bit by any stretch of the imagination. Plus, it's a damage skill for your, uh, like your BLP and laser damage, and well, I think it even factors into the kinetic damages like the pyrokinesis and electrokinesis and all that. And so I think across the board, it's a looter skill and a damage skill. And so, yeah, you're definitely not going to have that skill too high. Let's put it that way. starting to backspawn behind us a little bit. Well, that one wasn't bad. 9 ped. No, we made some pretty good progress on the Jeef mission. I'm not sure if we got the bar to move on the citizenship mission or not. It moves real slow, and so sometimes it's hard to judge whether we got physical progress. Oh, it looks like one of those Jeeps is up by the village finally. Well, let's go see if they have enough firepower to take it down. And we'll help out if that's the case. I would just throw a few vehicles down and we would solo it, but they let me know that that was an exploit in the chat the other day, and so we're not trying to use exploits and whatnot, but it's an area effect mob, so you can just line out some vehicles, and the damage gets divided up until the vehicle blows up. Oh, there's a couple of them. We'll go over here with these guys. I don't think we're going to have the firepower for this. But Oh, that one disappeared for a second. He can still shoot it, but if they're vanishing on my radar, like you can see, it's just like a middle torso. We'll kill. See if they want to pull it in. Oh, there they go. Let's see if the second one does a little better. All right, I think that's gonna wrap us up here today. Both those big Jeefs didn't really seem to have too much for us. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Stay epic.